G'day, welcome to Country Music World. I'm Mick.
And I'm Jay.
Today we're heading down to sunny Sydney and we're going to talk to a former member of McAlister Kemp.
He's got a new single out, a new album, new songs. He's got a great new sound.
Subscribe, like and share the videos around. Sit back and get to know a little bit more about Troy Kemp.
She's a red dirt honey with a heart of gold. She's uptown pretty but she's all down home. Something about the way she rolls really rocks my world. I'm falling in big time love with a small town girl. Big time, small town. Big time, small town girl.
Alright Jay, so we're going to cut across to Kemp. You'll be sitting down here somewhere. Have you had your coffee this morning, mate? Have we got you online?
I haven't had it yet, man. I'm actually due. I've just done 3 gigs over the weekend and the throat's a bit cat, so I definitely need a coffee right now to sort of get something going on back in here. But I've got some water, mate. I'm doing the heavy stuff at the moment. So
Nice, mate.
Well, we do the man shakes at the moment. You know those man shakes, they're like a lose weight type of thing. So yeah, I'm hungry all the time. So
Well,
I've had a shake. Yeah.
we do appreciate you spending some of your quality time with us, and we know you're busy and you've been out gigging, and it is great that you've said yes to an interview with us.
Mate, I'm stoked to be on here. Thanks for having me, guys.
We do appreciate it. Let's fly into it, mate. Let's. What got you in the game in the start? I mean, you've been around the business for a while now. So what got you in the country scene, man? Where did it start?
Yeah, man. I mean, probably about 72 years ago or so. I was in my late teens. I grew up playing rock, boys. Actually, heavy rock. I grew up in a town called Kempy, and I played in school bands. Had a band called Fox, F-O-X-X, and that was the coolest thing. It helped me get girlfriends and stuff like that for a while. And and we, me and all the boys, we grew our hair and ended up living in Sydney, and I was playing in a heavy rock band called Chester. Just happened to dig out an old photo this morning, which I have to show you guys. I'll be the one in the middle there. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, rock and
That's
roll
nice,
right there, mate.
Look at the setting. We're in front of an old burnt-out church in the middle of Darlinghurst in Sydney, looking the guts. So I did that for about.
That's heavy right there, mate. Heavy.
Did you ever bite the head off a chicken?
Just a couple. Ozzy Osbourne was a big hero of mine, so I had to do whatever he did, And my life was Bon Jovi and Skid Row and Motley Crue and Def Leppard and Warren, all that sort of stuff. So we had the hair and the guitars and the Marshall stacks and all that sort of stuff. So kind of bizarre that I ended up playing country music. My grandparents used to always be happy to listen to Slim Dusty because they were out in Maxwell, and I sort of just turned a blind eye to that for a long time. But funny how years later I moved to early 2000 actually. I sort of moved across to Canada and I was playing. So I'd done a few things here and rock stuff and had a good time, But I guess moved over there and I hooked up with a guy named Kent Rock and we were doing rock stuff, and then that sort of disbanded, so we were called Kent Rock. How's that guy's name, Kent Rock? That's cool. That's fortunate. Yeah, so we were Kent Rock for a while. We were doing the Toronto scene, playing as a rock duo. Stuff kind of like Nickelback meets Goo Goo Dolls type of stuff. But then I started to write some stuff over there in my spare time by myself, and it was starting to sound a bit lighter. And people said, when you're not sort of screaming so much, you actually sound like a country singer. And I didn't want to hear that, but long story short, I came back and started to explore that, and started to write with a couple of guys back in Australia when I finally moved home, sort of 2003, 2004. We started to do some recordings. I went to Nashville and recorded with a guy named Mark Moffat, who's an Australian producer that actually lives in Nashville right now, as you know. And recorded 6 or 7 Mark. Came home, entered into the Star Maker competition with some country songs, and made the top 20 of the 2007 Star Maker competition, which I didn't win in Tamworth, but it was my first experience of Tamworth and the country people and the crowds and the songs and the stories that were told in the songs and just the whole vibe, and I really liked it. So this is really cool. It feels natural. It feels a bit like home, There's definitely a family community feel about country music that I dig. So that was a good thing. So I decided to really focus on the country music thing, and on the strength of those sort of 6 or 7 songs I recorded with Mark Moffat, I ended up in Australian Johnny Cash sort of highwayman show called Aussies Walk the Line, where I met Drew McAlister and Mike Carr and a few lads. And we were touring, and on the road, Drew and I started writing songs together, and Mike Carr said, "You guys sound good, why don't you start a duo?" And we said, "Stupid idea, Mike, we should have just done it." Our solo careers were going so well. Nice. So, thus McAlister Kemp was born, and 6 or 7 years later, wow, it's such an incredible ride with that as a project, and we went on to win CMC and Gold Guitar Awards and 6 or 7 number ones and toured the world and did lots of cool stuff and worked our way up the festival chain here until we were sort of headlining some of the major festivals around here. And yeah, man, it was an absolute blast, and I guess we just got to a point where we both wanted to sort of, get out and try to explore the solo thing again, so we've done that, and it's, wow, here I am again. Now I'm talking to you guys, so my life is complete. Yeah.
We've gone full circle. You know what, mate? Talking on a few of those things you just touched about, McAlister Kemp was wonderful. I mean, the sound. You had your individual sound, and then Drew brought his own sound, and when you blended it, it actually worked really good. I was a huge fan of MK, and and I still play McAlister Kemp stuff. I love it. I still play Drew stuff now, and I play your stuff now. And it's great. And I mean, you are total individuals, but what you did have when you were McAlister Kemp was exceptional. And, Big and Rich took notice of you.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. That was a pretty good run.
Yeah, that was, I guess that was CMC Rockstar Hunter a couple of years back there. And the situation was that we weren't even on the bill at night to play on the Saturday night main stage. Billy Ray Cyrus was, but he had called in sick, and we got the call up last minute to go on as the second last act of the night before Big and Rich. We rolled into the festival with the big F650 MK McAlister Kemp truck that we had sort of going at the time.
That thing was huge. That's the biggest truck I've ever seen.
This is a truck that a friend of ours named John owned. He was a sign writer and he did signage, so we just put McAlister Kemp all over it. Everyone thought that Drew and I owned the truck, so we just went along with it because it was why wouldn't you? But we had some great times. So we played this show and we had dancing girls on stage and the backing vocals. It was like a circus up there. The band had lots of energy that night. I think John Rich and Big Kenny were sort of backstage watching the show. We walked off and they were like, "Wow, man, you guys kicked its ass." So who are you guys? And they wanted to get to know us, and we were like, "Wow, these are our heroes. What a cool thing." So we spent all night drinking, and about 10 o'clock the next morning, I don't remember much of it, but 10 o'clock the next morning, John Rich says, "Hey, I got a great idea. How about you guys come to my house in Nashville, because I've got this big charity event for the St. Jude's Children's Cancer Hospital out of Memphis." And he said, "I'd love you guys to come to my house and play for the event. We make, $1 million every year or 5 years, some massive figure of money that he gives to this charity every year." So we went over. We're going to Nashville anyway to look at songs or record our last album, Hard and Tame. So we moved it all forward a week so we can do the event as well. That led to a night out. John invited us out to the Black Crows at a place called the Frontenelle or something, like this beautiful amphitheatre in the woods of Nashville. And he took us to the corporate box to sit up there with him and all his crew and his band. And we sat there watching the Black Crows. And after that, he goes, "Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you guys just get on our tour bus tonight? We'll go across 5 states because tomorrow night we're playing at the Country Jam in Wisconsin. You guys should get up on stage with us there." So a day later, we drank bottles of Crown Royal all like this big. They were just smashing this stuff all over. We went across 5 states. We didn't sleep, and the next afternoon we were on stage in front of like 35,000 people in Wisconsin, and I'm like, "What's going on?" Insane time, and Drew and I were just backstage, just looking at each other going, "What is happening, man?
Yeah.
What is going on?" We were so freaked out and so stoked and pinching ourselves, and yeah, that was just such an incredible time. And honestly, John and Big Kenny are good friends now. If I go to Nashville, I can give those guys a buzz. And they're like, "Yeah, man, come over." And it's like, "What?" So good stuff, really cool. So some really cool things happened out of McAlister Kemp. We did some great festivals here. We did some cool stuff in the States. And I think we did 3 albums and the best of albums. So yeah, I still some days go, why did we end? So who knows? Who knows what the future holds? It'd be good to sort of throw back to a couple of one-off gigs in there sometime, or do a little tour again sometime, and just be like John Farnham, just keep coming back.
Never die. Just never die.
Reunion
Yeah,
tour.
exactly.
Yeah.
Never die.
Really cool. So, but thank you for playing our stuff still, and obviously thanks for playing my stuff and Drew's stuff individually, mate. Appreciate it.
Mate, it was interesting listening to you talk about some of your influences, because we've got a lot of them coming over the country now, like Bon Jovi's done a country album,
Yeah.
Steve Tyler's just released one. So all the hard rockers are coming over the country. It's interesting, really, because I've always said Bon Jovi is just country music.
Well,
with
yeah, I
banjos
mean,
in it.
you mentioned Skid Row and all those guys. Look, realistically, especially if you listen to the current stuff coming out of Nashville,
Yeah,
we're guitar players, so, man, we're playing them lines. We're playing 80s rock and roll now.
yeah.
Half my licks are Motley Crue licks.
Yeah, it's Bon Jovi with banjos, mate.
Bon Jovi with banjos, you're exactly right. And that's pretty much what the music is right now.
It is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is, and that's how I explain it a lot to people on radio. They ask me about it, and obviously, country music's evolving. It's become very diverse as a genre. We're hearing, traditional country still and balladeer country, but we're hearing, we are hearing rock country, which is what I'm doing. We're hearing pop country. We're starting to hear R&B, drum beats coming into country music with people like Sam Hunt and stuff like that. So, man, it's a long way from Willie Nelson, and then further back, and in this country, our Slim Dusties, and all that sort of stuff. So, all those people have their place, and they're all legends for what they've done and what they sort of made of the genre and what they did for it. And we have to, as musicians, I guess, respect what those guys have done, and we constantly, cop a battering for moving too far away from country, but like you said, it's where I come from. So the fact that I can actually do what I've sort of my past was and bring it into country music, I think that's kind of a cool thing, because I do love the stories that you can talk about in country music, as opposed to I don't know. Like you said, Bon Jovi was just all roses and wine, six packs, and it was good stuff. You know what I mean? And Blaze of Glory, that album, what was that? What was that movie he did?
Yeah,
that was good.
Young Guns.
Young Guns.
The Young Guns thing. That was country, man. So it's funny what country is now. It's exactly that. It's Bon Jovi with banjos.
Yeah.
So you guys nailed it. But I love it. I feel really comfortable doing it, and it means I can sort of still feel like a young man from the past rocking out, but I'm doing it in a style that I really dig. So hopefully the fans are starting getting educated and really starting to dig that sound. We're force-fed American country all the time on CMC, so we have to evolve. That sort of sets the bar for us as artists, and we need to sort of, me personally, I'm always trying to chase that bar. Of course I want to sound like Jason Aldean or Luke Bryan, or sort of hit that level, and then try and exceed it. So it's it's a fun game. It's always a challenge. It's constantly changing, and what you do this week can be so different next week in country music. It's like already I'm starting to fear that my latest album sounds dated. You know what I mean? It only came out 6 months ago. So
Yeah.
what I don't even know what I'm going to do next. I need to be ahead of the game. But what's going to be next for country music?
Well, mate, let's talk about your music a little bit. You just had the single "Small Town Girl." That's done real well for you. You got an
Great
album
song,
coming soon.
Thanks, man. I wrote that song about my fiance Alicia. She's a small town Cessnock girl down here in New South Wales, and I just wanted to obviously write something about her. We just got engaged and bought a house. I think it's sort of finally growing up, and we just but yeah, it's just a little fun, quirky song. I wrote it with my mate Jeremy Barnes, and Jeremy sort of had the main book idea while he was mowing the lawn one day. He came around sort of singing this little small town girl sort of thing, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. So we sat and it sort of wrote itself, and it took about half an hour, and it was pretty much the third single released off the album Against the Grain. The album came out in December last year, and I released How We Roll Around Here first, which I wrote with Jeremy again, and Damien Bagley from the Viper Creek Band, who I love. Those guys rock. And so we sat down to write a song for Damien's new album, but he didn't want to use it at the end. He thought, and I said, well, I'll take it. Needless to say, it was the number one here, and Damien's quite jealous that he
passed on it. Yeah. Take note, Damo. Next time Kempy offers you a song, take it, man. Take it.
Yeah, so that was kind of funny. So How We Roll Around Here, well, we released that as a video. and it sort of climbed up slowly. And it was nice to sort of hit a number one spot because I was actually following Drew up the chart with both of our first singles. They hit number one and I was number two. So I was thinking to myself, God, please get to number one next week because it's going to look bad if I go backwards from here. You know? So, but we swapped the week after, so it worked out. But it was pretty funny to see that, you know, we're both at the top as separate guys, you know, and you know, obviously our fans have stuck with us, which is, you know, very appreciated. And because I was pretty nervous about going solo, you know, and I produced the album myself, so and did it all at home on my little Logic computer, you know, music program, and so it's been a learning curve, and then the second single came out just to radio, which was Against the Grain, the title track, and I think it just sort of kicked around and did okay, you know, maybe, I don't know what the results were, but it was there, it was something to fill the gap before Small Town Girl came out, and it got picked up. I had a call or an email from Music Row Nashville. They said, look, media company here, we really like Small Town Girl, we think it's got you know, legs to maybe sort of stand up in the American market. So the next thing, you know, they were helping me sort of get it onto Great American Country Network and the Heartland and the Country Network and a few American stations. And I've been led to believe that it's gone out across 60 million homes across America on a couple of you know, country stations over there on telly. So that's kind of cool. It would have been great if it had hit CMT, which is our CMC equivalent, but I think GAC and some of those things are still pretty big. So just cool for exposure and I guess profile but yeah, but I'm currently working on a new single which is called A Little More Country. So hopefully due for release sort of mid to late this month. And I've done the video clip myself for this one. I just sort of thought, well, I did have a spare $5,000 to dip into the pocket and, you know, draw upon. So, sorry guys, excuse my phone. That's professional, isn't it? Turn your phone off, mate. Anyway, so I'm myself and my partner Alicia have gone out and we've filmed me in, you know, barnyard settings. Well, barnyard, there's a tractor and there's a shed, and, you know, we made it look country. I borrowed a mate's really cool Ford Ranger truck he just bought, so I'm driving that around like a maniac. And I've actually had, you know, a lot of country artists. I've got Jane Denham and Luke O'Shea and Simply Bush and Dame A from Bible Creek and Jasmine Ray and Chelsea Basham and Liam Brew and a whole bunch of cats. They're all doing a selfie line. I've got them all to sort of just hold their phones up and sing one line of the song.
Nice.
And they've all sent them to me, so now I'm slicing them all together on my Final Cut Pro here at home on the Mac computer and actually making myself a video clip.
Nice.
And it's actually starting to look pretty good, so, and it's been fun, so who knows, I might just, you know, quit music one day and just go and make videos instead, but...
Well, actually, you can edit this video if you like. We'll send it straight down to you.
This is me.
You can do your own edit and send it back to us because I sure need help.
So the singles are out here, and I guess you know, so it's good. You know, I'm just putting the songs out, and I'll put out as many as I can really afford to do. I'm with a great label called Social Family Records out of Sydney, but they're more of an independent label. So as an independent sort of label, my job as an artist to sort of supply them with everything, the product, and then they put it out through Universal and out through CMC and stuff like that. So where I had the money behind me with ABC and McAlister Kemp, you know, I don't have that this time, so I'm sort of starting to feel what it's like, you know, sort of rungs back down the ladder again. It's been a bit of a slap of reality, but it's all right. It's good. I think it's a little wake up call, and I'm sort of doing it tough, like, you know, I guess we were in the early days with McAlister Kemp, and how a lot of other artists are doing it out there. So it is a hard slog, and people always say, why don't you go and get a real job? And I thought, mate, I bet I work twice as hard as you do most days.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know, so anyways, but loving what I do, best job in the world. That's all I know how to do, so I just got to keep going.
People don't realise, they really don't realise the amount of work that actually goes into this career.
Exactly. And when I'm not touring, you know, I'm in pubs 3 nights every weekend, like I just watched, you know, playing Brown and Girl in Sweet Home Alabama, K-San and Mr. Jones, and yeah.
You got to pay the bills, man.
That's right, I'm paying the mortgage, and that's it. And that's where you learn your craft. That's where you learn to deal with audiences. That's where you learn a whole lot, you know. So I'm comfortable getting up in front of 3 people, or, you know, 30,000 these days. And, you know, that's just like a big pub. You know what I mean? It's just like, and you just treat it that way. And if people see real coming off the stage, you know, what you get back is real, you know. So I think that's really important. And I think a lot of young artists just come through and, you know, think they can just, you know, go through the Country Music Academy and they're going to be rocked, you know, country music style. I think there's a whole lot to be said about going out and playing live and learning how to deal with crowds and and on stage banter and what works and what doesn't work and stuff like that. But yeah, it's all a learning curve.
Yeah, exactly. Mate, you know, we talked a little bit about the Big and Rich thing going over to Nashville. You know, let's bring up some other career highlights for you. Like, I mean, obviously that's going to be one of them. That's a pretty monumental sort of experience for it. You got any other highlights you want to talk about?
I mean, everything we did in McAlister Kemp was obviously a highlight. I mean, we did some great festivals here. All the CMC Rocks festivals are amazing, you know, and they've moved up to Queensland now, and it's killer up there. Winning a Golden Guitar Award for Best New Talent in, what was that, 2011, I think it was. It's just, you know, they've got pride and place up there on the mantle, so you know, up in there.
Yep.
So they've got the CMC Award up there and the Golden Guitar.
Nice.
And, so that was kind of cool. They're up there, and that was a highlight, and, you know, it's just... we got nominated for probably 3 or 4 more years after that with MK with things, but you know, always gracefully lost to Lee Koenig and Troy Kemp.
You and hundreds of others, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it's but the whole thing was good. I love doing the video clips. You know, I love, you know, it is just a highlight to actually meet the other artists as you sort of make your way through the field in country music Australia. You know, the first day you get to meet Casadale or Harvey and some of those guys, you know, because they're all guys that have worked hard and they're at their spot. And you know, I think the whole career, everyone you meet in country music, the other artists, the media, everyone who's involved is a cool thing. But I think those are the key things. Obviously, winning the awards, having the number one. I think we had 6 or 7 number one songs, which is really cool. And I just love it all, mate. Every show was fun, you know, whether there was not many people there or a stack of people. I just think as long as you're out doing what you love doing, I think it's just a highlight anyway, you know what I mean? So,
Nice.
you know, it's been good, yeah.
Troy, we touched on a bit of advice for people just before, but got anything else you can add as advice for new people into the industry?
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely, you know, like, I think one of the most important things I think in being an artist is just having killer songs. It all comes back to the song. You guys would have heard that. You know, but it is that, you know, and we tried really hard in McAlister Kemp. It was actually Adam Brand sat us down. We went out on the road with Brandy early days. He helped us you know, you get a foothold, and he took us out on tour and helped us get our first deal with ABC. So we owe a lot to Adam Brand, you know, so thanks, Brandy. So I think, you know, he sort of really instilled in his early days, guys, you've got to connect with the audience with your songs. You've got to write songs that they can sort of listen to and go, wow, you know, that song could be about me. You know, so we really worked hard at writing those blue collar style songs, like, you know, that people, You Don't Buy Your Love and Blue Collar Night and all kinds of tough and all those types of songs that really connected with people. Fight Me, you know, the schoolyard bullying song. And they just went on and just worked for us, you know, all those songs. Proud to have written those songs with Drew, and even moving forward myself, I'm always trying to write those songs and connect. So I think young artists need to make sure they've really written those songs that, you know, get feedback from other people. You know, if you're going to go into a video clip, before you go and spend your $3,000 to $5,000, make sure the song's worthy, you know, and get a great team of people around you, get a great manager, get a great agent, and try to, you know, obviously you're going to get a great agent by having great demos or a great 5-track EP maybe to start with. So just build it slowly. Don't go and spend a stack of money that you may not get back, you know. Don't go and spend $5,000 on a video clip that's going to get played twice on CMC at 2 a.m. in the morning, you know, things like that, because a lot of the time these young guys are asking their parents, can I just borrow $5,000? You know what I mean? And you want to make sure that your money's, you know, being well spent, and I'm sure the parents would like that as well. So I think it's that, reaching out to other songwriters, you know, reach out to more experienced artists, reach out to me, reach out to Drew, reach out to whoever, and say, can we come and write a song with you, Kempy, or can we come and write a song with you, Drew, or my car, or, you know, Lynn Botel, or whoever's, you know, Matt Scully, and all these guys who write great songs. And, you know, because all those people are just humans, they're great people, and they're all ready to help. You know, Adam Brand helped me early days, and I want to pay it forward to help other people as well. So if I can get young guys in here and get demos going for them in the studio, I'm pretty happy.
You know, Kempy, I love that you said that, mate, and we're hearing that a little bit with these interviews that we do, and there is, you know, I know a lot of people in this industry, and you're exactly right. If you just walk up to these guys and say, hi, I'm so-and-so, could I please get 2 minutes of your time because I need some help? I don't know anyone that will turn anyone away.
Exactly,
you know?
Because everyone's so nice. They're just people, you know what I mean? And once you get past that, I'd seen a guy named Brooke I'd see one of his video clips play, you know, someone had shown me a video of his. We're at the Golden Guitars after party a few years ago, and I walked up and said, Brooke, how you going, man? And he was just freaking out that Troy Kemp had walked up to me and said hello, and he still says that to this day. And I'm like, dude, what do you mean? I'm just as much of a fan of you as you are, me, maybe, or whatever, not to sound big-headed, but those pedestals, I think, they don't need to be there. I think, everyone's just a person doing their thing, and I want to help people, and now Brooks in the latest video clip, I'm just using for a line in the Little More Country video, and we're good buddies and we stay in touch. I try to help him where I can, so it's cool.
Where can we find you, mate? So if people want to follow the Troy Kemp journey, which is, it's just going bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger all the time.
Yes,
and
it is.
Where can we narrow in and find you, mate?
Cool, thanks for asking, guys. I've got a few things coming up. I've got a harbour cruise in Sydney next week on the 17th of September. The 30th of September, I'm playing at the Edelong Diggers with the Viper Creek Band. The new album, Just Press Play, is coming out. It's really cool. And October, I'm actually hitting the road with the Crazy Life Tour. Wolf Brothers, Gordon Banford.
Man, big show.
Christy Lamb, Craig Heath, Jodie Doreen. I can't remember. The 7 bands, 3 countries.
That's coming to Townsville too, isn't it, mate?
No, it's
Sorry?
not coming to Townsville. we're talking to Nick and the boys from over in Nashville here the next week, and I'm going to have a chip at them because it's not coming to Townsville. Not happy.
I think we're going to be in Toowoomba.
Yeah, it's only about 2,000 k's away. That show, we're going to put the links in to that show especially. That's a phenomenal show, man.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm really happy to be asked to do that one, and I love the Wolf Brothers, they're good buddies, and everyone else on that tour is, they're all great people and great acts, and it's a mini festival of the new wave of country music. And Steve White's invited me, he's their manager and Lee's manager, and I'm stoked. We're going to go out and do 8 shows over the course of the month. Every weekend we're going to be Tasmania and Queensland and New South Wales and Victoria, and it's going to be fun just to be seen to the outdoor stuff, promoting against the grain and trying to get the new stuff out there, and then after that I've got a festival up here in Newcastle area, Branxton, in the Hunter Valley, called Country at the Camp on the 26th of November, which is a great new festival happening, and then obviously we hit Tamworth, so hopefully I'll see you boys there.
Oh yeah.
We'll be there.
I've got a midnight show on the last Friday night there at the Long Yard with Christy Lamb, so that's called the Midnight Thunder Show.
I don't know if you'll see the old fella at that one, mate. He normally parks at about 9 o'clock. So, I might come along, but
I'll be there. I'll be the sober one.
he'd be the driver. He can drive us home.
Excellent. But guys, you'll find everything's Troy Kemp Music. So Facebook's Troy Kemp Music. I guess Instagram's Troy Kemp Music. Twitter. My website is troykempmusic.com. So all tour dates, providing I'm doing my job, should be up there. And that's pretty much me in a nutshell, lads, I think.
You know what, mate? It's been a pleasure talking to you, and we really do appreciate that you've taken your time out. And behalf of Jay and myself and everyone at Country Music World, we wish you the best. You're fantastic for the industry, man, and I'm really glad that you crossed over and you come over to the country scene, because you bring some new excitement in, and I personally love it. And I wish you all the best, and we wish you all the best in your future, man.
Guys, thank you so much. This is good luck with what you guys are doing too. What you guys are doing is amazing, and I hope more acts get involved and do this with you guys, because this is fun, and I really enjoy it. But thanks for supporting what I'm doing too, guys. And love what you're doing. Hopefully we'll catch up soon. And thanks for having me today. I've just really enjoyed this, and let's do it again soon.
Good on you, Kempy, mate. You take care. We'll see you in Tamworth.
See you, mate.
Yeah, guys. See ya. Thanks.
Well, there you go. There's a good old chat with Troy. He's a nice bloke, isn't he?
He is, mate. Look, I really enjoyed talking to Troy.
He's out doing his own thing right now, but the thing with McAlister Kemp, man, they were massive. That big and rich stuff that they were talking about, that's end game.
Yeah, I think a lot of people underestimate how big they really were, McAlister Kemp.
Look, it's one of those fairy tale sort of things that can happen to artists, and it just goes to prove that no matter where you are, no matter what show you're doing, someone can be watching you. That can change your day.
But I've got to say, I do love his new single, The Small Town Girl.
Oh, it's great, and the clip is good, and he was saying in the interview too that he did it all himself. He's done it all from home.
He's doing it all himself.
Hats off to you, Kempy. We're going to make sure all Kempy's details are below, so you can follow his journey and keep up with him, and you should support him. He's a wonderful artist, and he's a credit to have in Australia. Thanks for crossing over. On behalf of Jay and myself and everyone at Country Music World, we wish you all the best in your future.
Go check out Troy Kemp.
Do you love country music?
We love country music.
Country Music World are giving you and a friend the opportunity to go to the Denny Ute Muster for free.
All you have to do is subscribe to our channel, then head on over to Facebook via the link in the description below.
When you get to Facebook, you're going to have to like and share the post that's going around there at the moment.
And you could be on your way to see Keith Urban,
John Williamson,
Troy Casadale,
James Rain,
Shannon Knoll,
and heaps more.
all thanks to the Danny Ute Muster and
Country Music World.